It's important to remember that in Lightroom, we can not only import and edit RAW files, but we can do the same with JPEG, PSD, and TIFF files. So this is perfect tool for the final adjustments, especially when we need to edit all set of the images. So first of all, I'm going to import my TIFF files. So of course, I need to find them on my computer, and this is in the images and in the folder converted. So once I find them, I'm choosing import, and now all of the TIFF files should be imported. So once it's done, I'm moving to develop panel, and there is a few things I need to do. I'm going to do the same things that I did before. So I want to increase the contrast to 20 and shadows to 15. It was looking perfect. Also maybe slightly increase the texture, lower the saturation, and this is the basic adjustments that I did. I might need to do a little bit more, but of course that would be personal. Also, I want to add a little bit of the grain. So I will add 25 and size 40. So these are the basics that I wanted to apply, and then of course I will move to each image individually. So once we chosen the basics, I'm going to start from the first one, press Shift till the last one, and then synchronize the settings. So as we didn't change any crop, so all of the images are the same, pretty much we will only change the basic settings and grain. So I will synchronize now. Let's have a look how it is. So when looking at these three images, as you can see, it suits them perfectly. They look just fine. So what I'm going to do more here, I was working a little bit more with the color mixer. So that would be hue, saturation, luminance here. What I want to do here, maybe try to add a little bit of the saturation for the magenta, or more saturation for the oranges. Maybe just like this. Magenta at 0. And what else we could do here? Maybe add slightly more light. So then for these three images, I'm going to synchronize these three. And as you can see, as they have the same color, I synchronize that. So next are these images, and first we need to have a look if color-wise they look the same, and I'm quite satisfied with the color. But as these ones are a little bit darker, what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase the shadows, and also might need to increase the contrast just a little bit for more of a pop. So let's see if it works. I'm not sure if the contrast will not be too strong, but I feel it looks just fine. Slightly more brighter shadows here and maybe here. So this is the change I want to do. And when it comes to this image, well, it looks rather good. I'm quite happy. Maybe a little bit more contrast to these ones. So contrast at 25. And also here contrast at 25. And this looks just perfect. So the last thing I try to do is, of course, making sure the images are straight and that the crop is right. So how to make sure the images are straight? We can do this using crop tool, but we can also use transform tool that can save us a lot of effort. So when it comes to this image, as you can see, when I'm choosing auto, it doesn't work. But from what I see here, the lines are just perfect. So that is straight. But on this image, auto also doesn't work. And what I see, it's not straight. So I'm trying to look at the lines and make it straight. Maybe around this. then constraint crop, and it looks just fine. So then next one, I believe this one is straight, maybe just 1 point or 2 minus 0.2, maybe 3. So these are small changes, and also constraint crop. But now it actually looks like it wasn't perfectly straight. I think now it's actually quite, even it's not straight, it's better perspective for the eye. So no changes for this one. That was my mistake. For these ones, let's see. We can straighten them up. Did it work? I'm not so sure. I think this one was straight, so that was fine. Let's have a look at this one. Auto. I think for this one, auto worked. For this one, let's see. It's just straight. And here, I believe that is fine. As expected, this doesn't work too well. This is not too straight, but I'm gonna sort this out in different way. And the last thing is the crop. So quite often I go with the original crop. I leave the decision to the customer, but we can do the crop. We can set the angle as well if we were not doing this through the transform. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just change maybe the frame a little bit. I'm going with the size 5:7. Why I'm going with this? There is no reason for this. So I'm just doing this because I like. And give you some option that you don't always have to have the certain crop. Like you can decide on the crop that you want, on the frame that you want. I think there is just a lot of space on this image, a little bit too much, so I want to decrease that extra space, you know, a lot of emptiness here. For this one, look, it would be maybe even better this way. But it's of course optional. I can see I didn't finish this image, so I will have to finish this later. I just noticed this now. 5:7. And here, well, this image is special. I'm not sure if I can go with this, but I think it works and perfectly have product in the center. But here, let's see what we can do with 5:7. This front, for sure, big no. So I want to center this a little bit better, maybe something around this. Let's have a look. This is done. And I think we should make something like this. It looks straight now. And now it looks as I want it. But there's one problem. You see over here, it's not so ideal. So I would have to think. But at this moment, let's assume these images would be finished. So at the end, what I have left is to export them, and we are going to do this the same way that we were doing this at the beginning. So I'm selecting all of the images. I'm going to File, Export, and of course we can decide how we want to export them, if it's as a TIFF files or JPEG files. So I will export them as the JPEGs because it's just for myself. So I will title this Finished JPEGs. The location, of course. So I need to find the location of my courses, and this specific course, which is still life post-production images number 2, and I will do it here. So the subfolder is finished JPEGs. Make sure the quality is at 100. I have experiences when exporting JPEGs not at quality 100. We might get some of the banding. We don't want this. Resolution 300. And now I'm going to choose export. I will open Adobe Bridge. And we will be able to see the result of our work. So this is the finished JPEGs, and the final images are exported here. So this is all my workflow that I use for product retouching. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for watching.